Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are working on painted rocks. These little beauties. You know what I'm talking about. You're on vacation, you're camping, you're walking along the river, all of a sudden you see it. You have to take it home because why? It's one of those. It's a perfect pumpkin rock. That's what I'm saying. The perfect pumpkin rock, and we're gonna make it scary. Scary. Oh, we're gonna paint it. And we're gonna make it wonderful. You really need 2 containers. Just, you want to scrub them. You want to get all the dirt off of them, all the loose stuff. Scrub, scrub, scrub. Because paint sticks to a porous surface. And then a dirty one. And rinse, mostly. That's pretty good there. And all that. See all that? Look at all that yuck. Well, we take that, all that dirt, and we dump it outside. Yeah! Get ready, people. Magic is gonna happen. We're gonna transform these into some really scary jack-o'-lanterns. So let's get this show rocking. Oh, and before we do that, let's talk about the paints we are using here. They're just basic acrylic paint. White, yellow, black, and orange. And a nice thick brush. We want to paint it half and half. So I'm going to paint the bottom half first. So how I do that is I like to go around. Spread that paint around. Around the bottom. Try to get it in all the little nooks and crannies. And I have not watered down this acrylic paint at all. There. Half that rock is done. Now, we need an egg carton. You can set that baby right down in there to dry. You can set your rock at any angle whatsoever. And it'll dry and you don't have to worry about it. And you'll see in future videos how this egg carton is really handy. So next time, instead of throwing this away, go ahead and save it. Because it definitely helps if you're painting rocks. The rocks are dry. Now it's time to paint the other side. Got a little paint on myself. But, you know, it happens when you're an artist. Now that we got our pumpkin rock all painted, we get to decide which is the bottom. So we roll it around and which side actually works best. I think this does. So that makes this the bottom. Put an X on it. Okay, so that marks the middle. So we're going to come up here and we're going to decide, where's our top? Let's see, right here is going to be our top. Alright, so we're going to bring our line from the bottom all the way up, just basically going to draw this pumpkin in half. And we're going to do the other side. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then we're going to do it again, divide the pumpkin in half again, straight down the middle. So then we join up. Got that one all the way up. Now you have 4 spots. Okay, now we're going to divide that one more time. Stay in the middle of each one. We're going to do it again. This crack it doesn't matter. Because this is the back of my pumpkin, it adds character, so we ain't worried about that. We're actually happy about that. The pumpkin's gonna look very cool. Alright, stay in the middle. See? And connect. Do that again. Nice line. Again in the middle. Connect. And last time. Up here, staying in the middle of right here and here. Right here and here. This is the middle. You can add lines like this if you need guidelines to connect to. That helps keep you straight. Right to the bottom. Alright. Now on the bottom we're going to draw a circle. I really ain't going to worry about the bottom too much for now. Okay. Now I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, alright, where's the front of my pumpkin? I'm thinking right here it'll be the front of my pumpkin, or maybe right here. And you see these lines? We're gonna try to not get any paint on the lines. See, we're gonna do it. We're gonna paint this. See, we're adding. So now we're gonna smooth it as best we can. But we want to leave this edge nice and bright and strong. We want this to be like smooth. I don't want to take those bumps away, and you see how that has character. See? And we want this darkness. We want it to look that way. So we don't want to just keep covering it and painting it over and over and over. We want this, but we want lines that go in the correct direction. Alright, let's do our next one. Same thing, we load up our brush. And we don't want to get on our pencil line. No, we want to leave that line there. Come up to that as best you can. And neatness counts right along that line because you don't want to cover it up. Now it can dry without get my fingerprints on it or anything, but that's what you want it to look like. You don't want it all perfect, but you do want most of it going in the right direction. Okay, we are ready. What is going on? What's happening? My beautiful rock. Okay, we are ready. We're ready to continue. We're going to pretty much do the same thing to each one of these areas. And see in the bottom, when we paint to the bottom, that we go past our line just a little bit. We're going to do that on each one. I'm going to wait for it to dry. Now that we're all done painting it, came out pretty nice, we want to erase those lines. So we just use our eraser, and because it's acrylic paint, it comes right off. Really easy. Don't really worry about getting that too much off. You really just want to basically get the cracks. Get all of that pencil off of your pumpkin lines so that they are nice and black. Black like the night sky. I don't know what's getting into me. And if your pencil don't come off, you can always get a thinner brush and just take some black and just paint right over it. Set it to dry. Because sometimes, you know, if your paint isn't all the way dry, the pencil will stick. I think we got that pretty good. Okay, it's easy to design a pumpkin. You just draw a shape like your rock. You can draw it as many times as you want. Just basic. And then you can draw pumpkin faces to practice which would look best on your rock. We're just gonna... Oh yeah, that's kind of goofy looking. And then, or you could paint a traditional looking one. Very square-like. The reason for drawing these is so that you only have to do it once on your pumpkin. You pick a pumpkin face, or you can even make your pumpkin scared. Oh no, Mr. Bill. Alright, basically you get this idea. So take a piece of paper and try to draw yourself by whatever shape your rock is. You know, that ultimate scary pumpkin. Scary. I think it's scary. Scary pumpkin. Scary pumpkin. Scary. Scary. I think I like this side. It has the nice broad area. So let's go ahead and begin. Let's see, I'm thinking this right here is my middle of my pumpkin. So this is where the nose is going to go. I have to take into consideration that I'm going to put a top on here, a lid across here, so my eyes can't come up too far. But there's the nose, so I got to bring it over and up. Alright. And this is just a guideline, because remember, you can erase the pencil after. And we want a triangle here. And a triangle here. I know it's hard for you guys to see it, but once I paint it on here, you'll be able to see it just fine. We're going to draw that circle back on here. And you want to catch just about a 1/2 inch. Okay, so you got the line on the bottom. Get your pumpkin pretty much sketched it out. And then now you want to do the top. And you're thinking the lid, so you don't want it too close to the top of his eyes, so come up a little bit. And you're going to draw the pumpkin's lid. And come around. Try to do it the same distance. And even bring it up a little crookedness there. Nothing wrong with that. Bring it up and around. Yeah. The pencil lines are just for reference. Now we gotta be very deliberate. This is the time where you really want to make your lines count. Take your time. Get them nice and straight. Now we're going to color them in. Alright, let's get the nose. Alright, now let's let that dry and then we'll do the mouth. Time for the mouth. Mouth is kind of tricky. So here we go. We'll give it a go. I'll make it over here. So I drew it over here, but I'm going to start it right here. This is dry. We are going to paint the bottom. Smooth that. And we're just going to follow our line. And this gives the bottom a really nice finished touch. And yes, I'm going to sign it. I'm going to sign it and put a special message. Now we take our small liner brush and we're going to do the top. You can see I've only got one coat on here. Nice and thick. We want this thick. And you know how hard it is to carve your pumpkin with a knife. It's difficult. Your paint must be thick. Because you only want to do this line one time. Oh, we're almost all the way around. Be careful not to touch it. Take your time. These things cannot be rushed. Cannot be rushed. Take your time. Yeah, it must dry. Our pumpkin is dry. Now we're going to take our eraser and we're going to erase our pencil lines. Gotta erase them all. His nose, take those off. His eyes, erase all of that. All the pencil mark is gone, and erase the bottom marks too. Alright, we are ready to give him a second coat. Paint his eyes, his nose, and his mouth one more time. We don't need to paint the line on the top because we painted it very thick. Now that we have his facial features complete, it is time to paint the top. We take a little black. And we're just going to go around each section and paint it like a half moon. Sideways sea, a non-pointy mountain. And we're going to do that to each one. While our stem is still wet, we're gonna add some character. We're just pulling from the outside up to make the stem of the pumpkin, leaving the center dark. Ready for the next step. You want to highlight your pumpkin. The bright orange that you painted it with. We're gonna go along the top. Thick. We're gonna follow the line that you have previously made. Neatness. Taking your time. You're gone all the way around. Back to the beginning. Let it dry. Now it's time to add the orange. We're gonna add it to the left side. You can start with the right side first if you like. Now we want to do the mouth, same way. Follow the bottom of each one with really thick paint. You want to go all the way around, and then you want to go back and give it all a second coat. But now we're going to add the final touch, which is to make the pumpkin glow. And to do that, we use a very small brush. We use a very small brush and yellow. And just put a tiny drop of yellow on your palette and water it down. And for right here to here, we're going to leave this white. But from here to here, I'm going to add a little yellow so that we know. From there to here, so when I come back around, I don't keep going. The tiniest bit of yellow, but we're going to paint that white yellow. The reason we don't do this with the yellow first is that because you have to do it over and over and over again, but this makes it easy. This makes our pumpkin glow. As you can see, we're coming up to our finish line here where we put our dot to stop. Make sure we get all that white covered up. Just a little bit further, like that. Alright, now we're going to set this and let it dry because it's so thin it'll smear really easy and we don't want it to smear. That yellow's all dry. Now to do the face, same thing. We want the yellow really, really thin, watered down. A little bit of yellow goes a long way. See, we just want a tiny dab. And you got to think about it. When the candle's lit, it's brightest right around the candle. That's why we didn't color this yellow. So we're not going to color the very, very corners of the inside of his eyes. So we're going to start on the outside. And just ever so little. Not a whole lot. Take the yellow and we do it again, but only close. Right here, like that. I'll do it again. Right, and then we mix it just a little to get a nice even coat. Then I rinse the water out of my brush, dry it, and then I take this color down further. It gets thinner as I go. Alright, we're going to do the same thing with the nose. Except for the light's this way. So we're going to do the yellow up here. Very watered down. Same thing on this side. Now when we do the teeth, around the very end here, we're going to want to fill it up. Fill it all the way up with that nice watered down yellow. Remember, your candle's right here. So we're only going to paint from here back to the yellow, from here back to the yellow. So we don't forget that. See, we're thinking light travels right here. This will be the last yellow one right here. Same thing with this one. It comes down in a circle. Right here. And there you have it. One very scary pumpkin. Our little beauty has had its second coat. It's ready for its stem. It's orange and it's yellow. You know what to do. You know